Okay, welcome to Ellys Manor House. You know, thus far we've been talking about trying to give you a feel of this room we're in, the building, what it symbolizes, all of those things. But you know, I said I was inspired by all of this, which I have been and still am and continues to be so. But you know, we spend more and more time now walking around buildings like these. We're becoming almost numb, in my opinion. I feel a huge responsibility to communicate these buildings to our future generation. That, you know, and as I'd said in previous programs, we consider ourselves a platform to what has gone before and what's to come. But you know, the mere fact that we're merchants, do not think of us as being within four walls, because everything about this is, you don't necessarily even have to come to this building for what's pertinent to the building to be used as a catalyst to take you into the future. And so we have no age limit, because like I mentioned in again previous programs about the electronic media, now the chap that's on camera today, I refer to him as young Adam. He actually came to this building. He was introduced to us by his father, quite young. I don't think he was quite 16. If he was, he must have just been there. And through that, this building inspired him to have gone on to Staffordshire University and has now become an IT expert. And here he is shooting all of this. And that's just one person. As a young person, this has created an inspiration. Now, in his dissertation, I remember him because it was said of this room that there was water, which there was, running down the walls at a certain period of time. And he recreated this all on his own. He started off by having exterior shots of lightning striking between the house and church in a torrent of rain, and came into the building where one assumed, as it was at some point, leaking through the roof, down the walls, to have exposed the color through the whitewash, thus realizing there was a painted chamber. Now, what that tells you, this became the catalyst for his journey within computers. And so it just goes to show, if you're attentive, you can recognize. You no longer walk around like you see these people, they walk around these enormous houses like drones. And they're looking at things, but they're realizing and recognizing nothing from it. So when you think of Ellys Manor House, don't just think of it as an old house you're going to see. Think of it as the catalyst that is able to propel you into absolutely anything you wish to do in the modern day. Because it is the mere fact that it is the blueprint of how we live today within economics, within all of the things I was saying young Adam has managed to achieve within his dissertation. We had another young student, Isabel, I believe, or Isabella, from De Montfort University, and you can go onto our website. She carried out her dissertation here. And from that, it was submitted to the RIBA for the President's Award. So here we have young people bringing both worlds together and being captivated by this. Now, I promise you, if you lose that sort of inspiration to be stimulated, but that only comes from when we engage with the future generation, explaining things to them so they can recognize it. And by recognizing it, you tie up those ends. It's rather like a detective. There's been a mishap, and so they look at all the information they have in front of them, and they have got the imagination, because they've kept that imagination alive, to bring them all, join the dots up. That's what we hope to do at Ellys Manor House. The mere fact that you hear Ellys Manor House, Merchant Ellys, even if you don't visit this place, we have a website. We will be everywhere. Think of us as the ship at sea. There are no walls. We have walls here, mentally, metaphorically. You have no borders. We can be whatever we are, whoever we are, and that's what we want to do. We don't want the young to think that they have to get to a certain age where they join some sort of a society and walk around these buildings. We are here at sea. We are looking around us. We're realizing things. We are without borders. And so for that, we'll actually be embarking on another project next year with one of the colleges in Stamford on textile. Because we have everything. The acanthus, all of this is textile. You know, this is what people sometimes come here, they mention William Morris. And I said, that's wonderful, but let's get this into the right perspective. This is what inspired William Morris. And still to this day, I and we would like to see from the 6-7-year-old being inspired. It's absolutely endless. We want to bring about a new way of thinking about historic buildings. This is, you know, on our latest t-shirt I mentioned, art inspires, culture lives. It's not about walking around enormous edifices. It's what it says to you. It's how we communicate it. And so, become a part of this voyage. Let's show what can be achieved if we start to look at these things in different ways. You know, when you see too many people locked in a building, they become short of oxygen, and that's when they start to get pretty sleepy. And they just walk around, they're looking, they're not learning, they're just looking. It's a zombie effect. Think of us, as I say, being out in the open seas. It's a voyage. We're on a voyage. We're on a voyage of discovery. And for that, it is absolutely limitless what we can achieve. I've already given you examples of what these young people have come here and they've been invigorated, stimulated, and they've gone away and within another medium, they've created. But this was the catalyst that did that. And that's what we're about. Join us on our next voyage. Take care. Good sailing.